Creativity is an addiction. Unplugged because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally Uncut because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. Those moments, those little things that get beneath the surface of your skin and you go, why is this always happening? I mean, my smartphone had to be rebooted due to a message that stated, it's very important to get this new update. Can you imagine if we, the human being, had to go through such instructions? You need to turn off because the universe has an important update for you. Then again, maybe it actually happens while we're sleeping. I had to do some research. Way too many of us treat our bodies like machines. The number one reason? We grew up inspired by role models who became superstars in our hearts, and they busted their butts to make sure that they got where they are. And we feel that this machine that we're carrying around, it's got to have reboots too, right? Does it? Does it? And the answer is that you've always got change going on in your life. You don't have to be rebooted. It's just going to happen naturally. Shutting down or slowing down is very serious when it comes to human survival. Anxiety is out of control, and getting our mental reboot is essential to our better health. The COVID lockdown did collective damage to this generation. Do we need a reboot? Are you ready for it? And how can we get that reboot? You can't just call up a professional saying, hey, look, I need some help. All right, I understand. We're going to put you on the list. We'll see you in 4 months. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. It should be a practice we all do, a daily discipline, because there's a lot of stuff that's moving through us at all times. Sometimes I think you just need to defrag. And when you defrag, go ahead and reboot your thinking process, because this way, maybe we can get on a better path of making greater decisions that bring something to our lives today, and we don't have to suffer as much to get there. This is The Daily Mess. Are we on the rebound or getting pushed around? Our style of life has changed dramatically over the past 3 years. We've gone from a corporate-controlled environment to the lockdown with the struggle of trying to stay true to the company at home. Then it was a battle to get back and try to do things that they wanted you to do at work. It was hell to play out two different roles. I liked being at home. Oh, but now they want me to go back to work. How are we going to make these two things gel together? Look at how many employees continue to walk away from their jobs today or are on strike against the very company that took care of them during the lockdown. Add in the two wars, and we are affected as well as infected in our culture. And the idea of wanting to invest in what little life is left turns each and every one of us around. We would rather be at work, but at home. Are we on the rebound or being pushed around? Working and being ourselves at home can be equal soil, but it doesn't seem like a good idea on the steps of corporations. Are we on the rebound or being pushed around? The Great Resignation. They say that those that did that a couple of years ago have found their way back to the world of corporations. But then again, we've got people who accept a job, they stick around for a week or two, and they take off because this business over here was willing to pay 50 cents more an hour. They don't take the time to research the business they're walking into. That's one of the things that my wife and I always do. When we go into any project, we ask the questions and question the answers because our participation is actually a representation of who we are. If we go to this business or do something for this company and they end up being not exactly one of the best places, well, guess what? I had an association with them and it's tarnished my image now. So you've got to plan things out by thinking things out. I totally grip that we're not getting paid enough to do what it is that we're doing for these corporations. But you've got to think it out. You can't walk in there, land the job, and take off 1 or 2 weeks later. It doesn't give you a good image. Nobody is going to trust you. People will look at your resume and your record and decide for future things if you're even going to be a part of it. Although legally they can't call the company and ask what kind of a person you are, it's going to show up in the way that you carry yourself as to who you are, because they will spot it out in a moment. I can spot a fake. I can spot somebody who's not dedicated, loyal, and determined. And it has nothing to do with being a third-degree black belt. It's because it's the personal experiences we have in our places of business. Corporations mean collaborations. Collaborations take place over years of being one as a team. Play the game smarter. Don't be a job jumper. Be you, be strong, and find your steady walk. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.